Hi there, my name is Ken Roby. I'm going to do a short video on how to start an engine outside a vehicle. It's just basically a simple process, and we'll get right to it to make this as short and sweet as possible. So here's the motor we're going to be starting. It is a 496 out of my Baja boat. It has a Holley 750 double pumper carburetor on it. I removed the Thunderbolt ignition and put a performance distributor on it from Davis Unified Ignition, which has the coil on the top, and no ECMs, no anything, so it's a pretty basic process. I do have water hooked up since this is a boat engine. You can start it without the water, but I've been working on some tuning, so that's why the water's in. We don't want to overheat it too much. So I'll just get started on it. So the first thing I've done, which you don't have to do, is I've hooked up a temperature probe into the intake manifold so I could check out my temperature. I've also hooked up an oil pressure gauge here into the back oil galley so that I can monitor the oil pressure. Second thing you want to do, this is your hot wire to your distributor. This is what powers your distributor. This green wire is your tach wire. If you want to hook up a tachometer while you're running your motor, you would hook into this. I just have the red going down for that. Second wire we're going to have hooked up is for the choke. Okay, that's also going to be a red lead. It's going to go to the positive. Third thing we have hooked up is our Holley fuel pump with a regulator set at 6 pounds on it, which is what this motor is supposed to be running with. Okay, it's got a positive and a negative lead on it that we're also going to hook onto our battery. Now, you always need a ground. Here's your ground into the back of the block. Make sure that it's nice and tight. Make sure that it can't wiggle. That ground we're going to take and hook right here to the negative side of the battery. On your starter, there are two wires. You have a positive coming off the big post that you're going to hook to the positive side of the battery. This wire right here, the small one, this is your remote wire. This is basically your key switch or whatever. All I'm going to do is take a second, I'm going to touch it on the motor, and it's immediately going to start to crank over and fire. All right, so that's all the wires you need to connect. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to connect everything up to the battery and get this motor ready to run. First thing I'm going to do is hook up my negative from the block. So that's secure. I'm going to take my positive from the starter. I'm going to hook it to the battery. My second wire that I'm going to hook is my positive from my fuel pump, and I'm going to secure it with a wing nut. Third wire I'm going to hook up to a positive is my distributor wire. Now this wire is to the coil. It makes the coil hot, so I'm just going to put it on a little alligator clip here and lay it on the positive terminal. This is how we're also going to shut our motor down at the end. All we're going to do is pull this off. Motor's going to shut down as soon as it loses spark. Okay, so once that is hooked up, next thing we're going to hook up is our fuel pump. As soon as I hook this wire on, our fuel pump is going to start pumping fuel, and the meter is going to go up to 6 pounds. Third wire I'm going to hook up is my my choke wire. I'm going to go ahead and hook it, wrap it right around the wing nut. On the positive side, now the choke is active. Now all we have to do is take this wire, tap it on the positive, it'll kick over and start. First I'm going to get some hearing protection on, and then we'll fire the motor up. So it is as easy as that. In 5 minutes you can hook it up and have it running. I'm going to take the remote wire from the starter. I'm going to give the carburetor a couple little hits of fuel. I'm going to tap this onto the positive. Our engine's going to fire up. to stop it from running, disconnect your choke wire so that it's not heating up any longer. I'm going to shut my water off. And that's how you do it. I know that was a pretty quick video. I hope that was informative enough to show you how easily you can start an engine outside. I know I had some questions doing it outside the boat, but quickly got on the right track and was able to get it hooked up and ready to roll. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a nice day.